Well, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Trackers and Such. What we did in the last video was that we, replaced the brake band and everything. Well, the brake part. And, we done got that in and everything. And now what we're going to do is, we're going to start reassembling this. Now, this could be two parts, this could be one part, this could be a few parts. I don't know, but we're going to try and do a lot because I got a tractor show coming up. And I would like to take this thing there with all the other stuff. I may take a total of 6. And, yeah. Anyways, so, what we've done is, I'm waiting on for my, grandpa to come back. He's should be here any minute. And, what we've done is we got the transmission up here on some blocks. And, yeah. And also, you need to, because you got some carriage bolts here, make sure you, if you're working on any kind of Sears, just throwing that out there. If you're working on any kind of Sears, make sure you have these two in before you put the transmission in. Because when you get this back in, I don't think you can be able to put these screws back in. So, anyways. And, yeah. And so I got the shifter right here. It's fine. It's sitting here. I'm just waiting for help to come. And, we're going to get this thing up in here and bolt her down. Oh, and another thing I mentioned, or forgot to mention. You see this plate right here? I'm pointing at that plate right there. You got 2 screws in the transmission that holds that, and you need to have that installed because the plate mounts right here. If you look, it's right here. These 2 screws right here is where the plate goes at. And also you need your low and high engagement snaked in here and have it sitting right here like that. Because once you get the transmission in, I don't think it's possible to snake it in because your shifter will then be in the way. Right here, so make sure you have this snaked in. Well, so my grandpa had to go and do another errand, so it's going to be a while before he gets back. But in the meantime, I guess I'm going to well, because I'm trying to get this to a point where it's a rolling chassis. Because I have to get this wheels on before we really do anything so you can maneuver it around and get the brakes hooked up and everything. So I'm just going to go ahead and I need to start generator. I'm going to go ahead and putting some tie rods in together. Okay, so well, I did not really film it, but I'll just explain what I've done, or what we've done. So, got the steering in, got the rod that goes in here, goes back to right there. Just got some new tie rods, steers, that's what you want. And, yeah, and now what we're going to do is we're going to put the fenders on. I'm going to top off and put the wheels on. Okay, sorry if I didn't really film much, but it's because I'm kind of in a bit of a time frame. But anyways, I've got the fenders. Well, we've got the fenders on, and we also got the wheels, the tires on. And also, I've got that brake rod in. I ain't got it fully, I ain't got a pin in it because I'm sure I'll have to adjust it. And also, I've got this pulley thing on. I I guess you'd call it your clutch. It's your drive belt, but it's your disengaged. It's like a clutch, anyways. And so now what we're going to do is I'm going to get this I got a voltage regulator. I gotta go up and get that. It's already got the wires and everything on, because where I had this thing previously running before we took it apart to paint it. And so I will get this voltage regulator, get it bolted on, and I gotta put the starter generator cover on that Tecumseh down there, and then we'll be ready to set this motor on this thing. Alright, so what we're doing is we're bolting the voltage regulator down.
Move the other.
And we done got the drive belt in. Got it. And see, this is the wiring harness I made for it, and I just let everything in there and labeled where it went. So it ain't gonna be hard at all to put it back where it is. In reality, I believe it's easier for me anyways. Have the voltage regulator in before we put the motor in, because I gotta mount that starter generator bracket on that motor, which this is your starter generator bracket. Okay, so it's been a few days later, and we got the motor in, and I got all this in, and I also got the motor mounted, so that's good. And now, since I got some of the tins, I want to put some of the tins, like this part that goes around here, and probably this and that goes up top. I'm just going to start putting things together, and yeah. Okay, so I've been working. I've got this shroud on back here, and also got this top cylinder shroud right here, and yeah, I'm going to get the throttle linkage and hook that up for the carburetor, and I'm going to get the carburetor and bring it over here so I can bolt that up. Okay, so I've got the carburetor on, and I also got the throttle control thing that the cable hooks up to. And I also got the spring for the clutch and adjusted that pulley where I think it's going to be good at. And I also went ahead and put this brake lever thing that runs from the back transmission up here. I done put a pin in it, and well, it works. Works for me. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get this air filter thing on, and then I'm going to see if I can do a little bit of wiring. So I've got the air cleaner on. Okay, so I've got the starter generator in, and I've got all the wiring straightened out, and also got the kill wire and the headlight wire going up here. I also got this wire to go to the tail light in the back. And I done polarized the system. What you do is, well, see, I just used the jump box just to make it simpler. But you just ground that to a common ground, and you take the field off, take the wires off of the field, have it somewhere where it's not touching any kind of metal. Then I just ran a wire from the positive and right here, and it makes a little spark or a little arc, and once it makes that little arc, it's polarized. And this is what I've got after I got the most of the wiring straightened out. Alright, so that's good. We got wiring straightened out. So yeah. Okay, I guess I can move on to I guess the fuel system or something. I don't know. Okay, so the man showed up, and well, what we did was we got the gas tank in, and we got this battery tray, gas tank tray in, and we got the side cover on. And right now, he's taping up a little spot because touching up a little bit of paint on that gas tank. Just a little bit. So when we go eat, we'll come back and it should be dried enough. Okay, so well, we've got all the guards on except the belt guard, but Paul's putting my ground cable on. Got the flywheel guard on. He's putting the cable, the negative terminal of the battery on. Fuel system hooked up. I'm gonna put some gas in it. And good. Should be. Just grab one of them batteries. We got the muffler on. It's loosely on, but I'm just trying to get the carburetor adjusted before we put all the rest of it on. Okay, so I think the time's ready to fire this thing. I'm gonna give it a little choke. I don't have the throttle cable hooked up, so, and plus it shouldn't run away on me. Well, I discovered an issue. I got some brake cleaning. I shot it in behind here, and it changed RPM when I did that. So it's got a vacuum leak. So I'm going to take care of that. Okay, so it's the next day, and I got this thing to run a little better. I mean, I'll start it up here, and I'll show you how good I got to run better. Let me get my headset on. Get some gas. So it runs pretty good. happy with it the way it's running now. And I got some Terrell putty, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill up the cracks in the steering wheel so it can be drying for overnight, and then we can paint it. Okay, so I've got the steering wheel epoxy together. I've really just filled in the major cracks because I had a lot of cracks in there. Just the big deep ones that were structural to it. I mean, I'm sure there's like a metal thing in here, but yeah. So I'm gonna let this dry overnight, then we're gonna paint it. But in the meantime, we had to drill a little hole for the seat. We're gonna bolt the seat on, and we may get to go or get to put the front grille on. Okay, so I've got the steering wheel epoxied, and it's still a little tacky in, but it's gonna take a few days to dry. It's already been a few days since I put it on, and well, it might not dry in time for the show, but I can still be able to take this. So yeah. So what I had to do was, cause the old carburetor's leaking, yeah, and I didn't really want to spend money on a carb kit because they're so expensive. And I just got me a Chinese carburetor here, and it runs great with it. So we got the exhaust back on. Had to take it off. What we did was we got the rear light on. See that there? And I also got the headlights on. And I don't have the solid state sticker on yet, but that's because I've got to have some help with that. And I've got the starter generator cover on, and I tightened the belt. And I got the choke cable in, and I got the throttle cable in. Now I've aired up the front tires. And we got this meal drive, or the pulley cover covered. And I don't have this decal in, but Paul's gonna have to cut me another sheet of aluminum, and we're gonna stick it on that and put it on there. Already got some decals on. And yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut this hood, and let's go take this thing for a drive. And also, I had a new old stock gas cat, and I put that on. So let's go drive this thing. Okay, so I'm happy that this thing's running good and running great, the way I want it to run. And also, we've got the stickers on it. We've got the shifter plate sticker on it, parking brake, we're going to lift up the hood. And air cleaner decal. Also got the Craftsman lubrication decal that goes on the tag. And we got the engine info, kind of like the solid state ignition, Timken bearing equipped. And and we also got the mesh in. The mesh in right here. And so I think it looks good. And yeah. We'll shut the hood so you get close up. And there's what the front of that looks like. So yeah. Looks good right there. And there's decals, everything's on it. I didn't get to the steering wheel this video, sadly, because I got a tractor show. And yeah. So, move the exhaust over so I won't melt the decal. Thank you for watching this video of tractors and such. Please consider liking and subscribing. This has been a process getting this Sears together. I'm glad we made it this far. And what I do have over here, cab over sitting right there, so we're getting ready to load up to go to the tractor show. Now we'll go with Paul to the devotion.
The devotion today is Genesis chapter 8, beginning at verse 1. And God remembered Noah and every living thing and all the cattle that was with him in the ark. And God made a wind to pass over the earth, and the waters were waste. And the fountains also of the deep and the windows of heaven were stopped, and the rain from heaven was restrained. And the waters returned from off of the earth continually. And after the end of the 150 days, the waters were abated. And the ark rested in the 7th month, and the 17th day of the month upon the mount of Ararat. And the waters ceased continually until the 10th month, and in the 10th month, on the first day of the month, were the top of the mountain seen. And it came to pass at the end of 40 days that Noah opened the window of the ark which he had made. And he sent forth a raven, which went forth to and fro until the waters were dried up from off the earth. And he sent forth a dove from him to see if the waters were abated from off the face of the ground. But the dove found no rest for the sole of her feet, and she returned unto him into the ark. For the waters were on the face of the whole earth. Then he put forth his hand, and took her, and pulled her into him into the ark. And he stayed yet another 7 days, and again he sent forth the dove out of the ark. And the dove came into him in the evening, and lo, in her mouth was an olive leaf plucked off. So Noah knew that the waters were abated from off the earth. And he stayed yet another 7 days, and sent forth the dove, which returned not again unto him any more. Thank you for watching Kate's video today. See you on the next posting.